Hello and welcome back to Second Take Movies, the podcast where we give movies a second look, a second chance, second take, if you will. I'm your host, Preston Jenkinson, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Jake Twito.
Preston, I don't like Zack Snyder anymore.
Yeah, he's a very overindulgent director.
When you have to have a 4-hour movie to make sense of your bullcrap.
To fix the first one, that's, oof.
Hey, you know what I didn't realize, and I'm getting into this hot real fast.
Yeah.
Didn't realize it cost them like, what, was it $370 million?
The first one did, to redo almost everything, yeah. So
then the Snyder cut was 70 extra?
They spent like an extra $70 million to fix it, or to refinish the scenes that he had shot.
I don't get it. Yeah. Why don't you just go ahead and give me a little synopsis here? Actually, let me give it to you. DC wants to be Marvel really bad, so they're going to have this wonderful joint venture where they introduce everybody.
We're going to cram
Justice League.
We're going to cram in our alien that comes from outer space to destroy everything in like the third movie in our universe.
But you know what? In the spirit of, a second take, the Snyder cut, this does succeed with that, though.
It does.
The original version, no. This?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. You're cool.
If you can't tell, we are talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League, and we're going to do a part one. We just stopped at a certain point, so that's our part one for us.
Could we do a part 3 that's actually the Preston cut?
No.
It's the dumbest joke I've said all day, man.
I want to quit with this movie as quick as I can. The story of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Determined to ensure that Superman's ultimate sacrifice wasn't in vain, Bruce Wayne recruits a team of metahumans to protect the world from an approaching threat of catastrophic proportions.
I'm sorry.
Batman kicked the crap out of Superman in the last movie, and he really wants him in this movie.
Because he felt bad about it.
Reasons, yeah.
I failed him real bad.
Matt, Lord, the guy's got 3 names. I didn't realize that. Matt Zolier-Zeitz from RogerEbert.com says it's so bombastic that it makes Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice seem modest. That's our positive review, by the way.
Roger Ebert liked this. Robert Ebert. Sorry. Roger, that's it.
I can't pin him down, like what he likes and what he doesn't like.
He's a Snyder fan, I think.
You think?
And I get it. Well, his big thing was like, if this goes to the theaters, see it in IMAX.
Mm-hmm.
That was his whole
That's the only way it's going to fit on a screen fully. We'll talk about that. Pat Brown from Slant Magazine, with the negative review, says the film could have been taken as an intentional travesty of a superhero genre, if only it weren't so torturously tedious. I agree with that.
Yeah. Also, I have a new mic stand over here.
Fun. And you're not using it.
No. I don't know, man. This is... I like this movie. I do. I like it. I like the Snyder version.
Yeah, it's got some really good stuff in it.
What I don't like, and I think I've said it before with everything, like, this doesn't need to be the normal.
No.
There doesn't need to be a studio version
and then
a blank check version for the director.
Right.
Yeah, Joss Whedon screwed it up.
See, I don't know if that was it all him that, I mean,
I think so. Like,
I know the studio wanted to rush it out the door at the time.
Everything was filmed whenever Snyder's travesty occurred, which, I mean, that's awful. That sucks. Screw Warner Brothers for like
using that as an excuse to like
have to replace you,
push him out the door.
Sounds like I think they killed his daughter anyway.
Oh Lord.
Sorry, yeah. No, I'll stand firm with that. That was a plant. But yeah, I don't know. He had everything filmed. Like, I really tried to think about it watching it this time. It's the second time I've watched the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
He filmed all these things, just about all of them.
Yeah.
To the very end.
He said anything in this movie was all stuff that he filmed. Like, he didn't use anything that was reshot from the last movie.
And you brought it to my attention. I didn't realize that this wasn't supposed to be one movie necessarily.
Right. It was.
I don't know. I think it would be two, right?
Well, yeah. The original plan was to kind of have this movie where it like ends on a somber note with Darkseid coming to Earth.
Yeah.
And then the second movie was gonna be basically what the epilogue is.
Yeah, that'd been so.
It'd have been like a Mad Max kind of thing with superheroes.
Well, I'll save my thoughts to the epilogue because I got some heavy takes.
Yeah, we'll do that. That's going to be next week. What I
don't know, man. It's just weird. Like, I understand COVID was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Why did they do this? Do they need people to get on HBO Max? Like,
HBO Max had just started that year.
$75 million extra dollars.
Yeah. And
how worth is that?
All those weird Snyder fanboys were like clamoring on Twitter, and
I'm done with them.
Yeah.
I went into the rabbit hole.
They're the worst.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, I love Rick and Morty. I think Rick and Morty's a cool show. I hate Rick and Morty fans. They can all suck it.
Well, especially after the voice of Rick and Morty is like a terrible human being who charged with.
Who saw that coming?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Man.
This movie starts off, though. We talked about it before we started recording. I'm like 3 weeks away from watching this, so there's going to be some blanks. But the dead giveaway of like, how bad is this movie? Like, if I can't remember basic plot points.
Well, it picks up immediately where Superman dies in the last movie after being stabbed by Darkseid. After he stabbed, well, not Darkseid. What's his name? Doomsday.
So, question.
Yeah.
Stabs them. The pulses happen. Does that waken the mother box?
Yeah, the scream of Superman was so loud that it basically woke up all the mother boxes. And
perfect. Glad you said that. How did no one's ears explode?
That's a good, don't question it.
No. We're just going to slow-mo this thing out.
Yeah, because everyone heard it.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's really good sound design in this movie.
Yeah, no. That's what sucks, man. This movie has so much going for it.
Technically, it's very, very well done. Shot very well and everything.
Snyder shines, cinematography.
Story is not his bag.
No, unless it's involving zombies.
Yep.
Other than that, he sucks.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah.
But all the mother boxes that were left
boxes
in an after an ancient war, they start waking up. The humans have one, the Atlanteans have one, and excuse me.
Preston just died thinking about this movie. By the way,
I'm still getting over a cold.
No. This was Zack Snyder. Oh, never mind. I said Zack Snyder in your throat. That sounds wrong.
Ew. The Amazons have one.
What bothers me, the original movie, and I'm really drawing a blank. Aquaman hadn't come out yet. Right?
No.
Wonder Woman had
come out? It had been out before.
Okay. There's just so much bull crap of.
But the designs.
Why did you do this before?
And they hadn't nailed down the designs yet, because the designs of all the Atlantean stuff and the Wonder Woman stuff are completely different in this movie, and they were in the original movie. It's pick a design choice and keep it movie to movie. That continuity was not a thing in the Snyderverse or whatever.
Which is weird. So Marvel, I'm sorry, we're going to barely hit this movie, I feel like, but Marvel's succeeded of Kevin Feige has the grand plan,
Mm-hmm.
but he's kind of like, look, hey, whoever's doing these movies, you do what you want. Ant-Man, totally different than stuff. Spider-Man, totally,
Yeah.
all got their own vibe. It's kind of weird that DC was like, hey, Zack Snyder, we love you. Thanks for doing all this. Every movie will be as dark as yours now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, Kevin Feige basically does like, here's the outline you have to hit. Do what you want in between that. Like, it has to hit this story beat and go this place. Just do what you want.
I hope not.
In between
I'm gonna
that.
tell you what, something's gonna come up shady with that guy soon. Just
don't put that out there.
I don't want it to happen, man. Because
No.
he seems like such a good guy.
He seems like
anyway.
Yeah. Let's not.
You do the original movie. All right, the original movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if it's there or not. The original Darkseid fight on Earth.
Darkseid
part of the original movie.
Yes, but Darkseid doesn't even show up in that movie. It's they put in Steppenwolf. That was like a PS2 graphic villain in the original movie.
Again, this movie wins. The CGI is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It is not bad. Like they did good.
Mm-hmm.
That whole Lord of the Rings fight between Darkseid and everybody, pretty great.
Really good stuff.
It's pretty cool. Really sets up a lot of stuff, but
yeah, and there's not a silly Batman scene at the beginning where a parademon explodes and shows mother boxes on the side of a building, which makes no sense. With this, you get, it shows it go like those wavelengths going and shattering those cases that all those mother boxes were in, and it shows them waking up. And Steppenwolf shows up with the Amazon at the Amazon Themyscira is what it's called.
Yeah, Themyscira.
Themyscira, where all the Amazons are the boxes making some noise, and then they're on guard.
Dude, that again, not a full scene change, but between the original movie and this one, the color choices, stuff, everything. That whole Amazon fight scene is so much better.
It's so good.
It is so great.
The sound of the sound of the boom tube that comes down.
Yeah.
Like a boom.
It was at this point when I went, oh, this movie's actually really good. I like this.
Yeah.
And then 2 minutes later I went, oh, this is hot garbage,
yeah.
But that doesn't matter.
Yeah. And it's a long fight.
Wonder Woman. Oh, they shoot the arrow into wherever the dumb thing is.
The dumb thing.
The Amazonian. This is some riveting conversation, by the way. They light the thing on fire, and Diana.
Oh yeah, after Steppenwolf attacks and takes the mother box, they light the ancient warning fire, which. Let's put a little hesitancy into the ceremony we've got, because it takes them like 5 minutes to walk this arrow out, and then like, here's your arrow, queen lady. Now let's light it. All right, now let's shoot it.
All slow-mo. That's all. No problem.
It's like, the Earth is under attack. Let's speed this up. So during all this, Steppenwolf, there's a reason. They actually have a reason why Steppenwolf is taking over this old nuclear reactor in Russia. He's like, the air is toxic. This thing's gonna love it. So he puts the box into a slab of metal and has a Zoom call with Darkseid's helper. Who Desaad was his name, I think.
Sorry, I'm just really reliving watching this, and it just is. I'm at a point where I think we've talked about it before too. Of like, I'm kind of over superhero stuff right now. Ant-Man next week's going to be killer. I don't give an F. That's going to be rad. But watching this was just like, this is why I hate superhero stuff right now. Yeah. I'm just done with it. Like
it has become
CGI baddies talking to CGI baddies. Like I'm not James Cameron over here. I don't want to see this bull crap.
The design of Steppenwolf is like amazing.
Oh, it is money. I love those, like the scales, whatever you want to call them, everything.
The armor that flexes and
that's worth $1 million, man.
Yeah, it's great. It's worth it.
Yeah, worth it. Spend it.
Now we go to Bruce Wayne, who has made his way into the Arctic and is looking for Aquaman. For some reason, they decided to make Batman the recruiter of the Justice League.
They even make fun of him, of like, you're probably not the person, Mr. Wayne, that should be doing this.
Yeah, even Alfred's like,
asshole.
Yeah, Alfred's giving him shit. Like,
yeah, like, dude, send one. I mean, like, let me not make us sexist pigs here. Send Wonder Woman. Like,
yeah,
she's great. She's personal and she's
personable.
Got some tits.
Yeah.
What?
And it's Gal Gadot.
Wait a minute. Did we have the bank scene yet?
We did. You're right. The bank scene is before this.
Okay, okay. Wonder Woman 1984 is the worst piece of trash I've ever seen.
It's the worst thing.
Everything should have been that bank scene in that movie. Because that bank scene was money. Everything apart from Wonder Woman murdering all these people.
She murders those guys.
Straight up murders and then tells a little girl, hey, you can do whatever you want.
I want to be like you. Oh, yeah, you can be just like me. Don't worry about the guy that I just exploded out of a window and destroyed an entire building. Don't worry about that part. You're not traumatized from that.
I thought about like our Batman Superman problems.
Yeah.
Batman and Superman, they're straight up murderers.
Oh, yeah.
I thought about it though. DC, I think, has been pretty open with their multiverse, or like there's different versions of people. Hey, if that's what these are, great. They're owning it. I don't got a problem with it anymore. Thought about it really hard and just went,
yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah, I mean, Captain America and Iron Man and all those guys, they've killed some guys.
You shut your mouth, you dirty whore.
Especially in Winter Soldier, like a super soldier's kicking a guy off a boat. Like, you don't think that guy's dead?
Just love.
Yeah.
Hey, little girl, I just murdered all these people. You can be whatever you want to be. I want to be you.
I don't
kill your teacher.
I mean, it's a good scene, but I guess it's to set up her character and who she is.
I don't know, man. That's not. But like, I don't do a lot of DC stuff. Wonder Woman, I know a little bit about. Batman the most. That doesn't suit her character at all. Like,
no,
she's not some feminist hero.
She's supposed to be like this
right and wrong deity.
Yeah, caring, a little bit more caring than the men superhero. Like,
which I don't know. Yeah. I'm probably just being a bitter Met guy, but like,
yeah,
don't put that crap in me. Don't put it in here.
Yeah.
Also, I know there's not a lot of female superheroes. There's not a lot of females. Not a lot of superheroes of color or anything else. Like, I get it.
Yeah,
I do. So, but yeah, that bank scene, rad. Yeah. But back to where we were, Batman, Bruce Wayne, all of a sudden's the recruiter.
Yeah,
he's a total rich a-hole.
Oh yeah,
I mean, like,
tracks Aquaman to this village of people that are cut off from the sea at this moment because the water,
seasonal high tide,
and it's frozen over. And
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the best part of this movie happens right around here. There's a 2.5 minute song that's sung.
Oh my god, dude! Like,
see, that's where I'm like, Zack Snyder is an idiot.
That's where the studio needed to step in and be like, Zack, do we have to spend 2 minutes on this girl singing about Aquaman as he's gone into the ocean?
I think that might be Icelandic. That's a dead language. No one knows what it is.
She sings it very well. The three girls that sing it, it's sang
screw that
very well, but it's like
Zack Snyder being a music video director.
That was him.
I don't know.
That was him indulging himself, and like, I'm sure if you brought it up to him, he'd have an excuse for it. But
where does Aquaman store his clothes when he goes in the water?
Well, he left a sweater right there, so I assume he took his pants off too.
His boots and stuff. Like, what?
So when you show up to where you're going, like, what are you just butt naked while you're there?
Got my pants on. I'm Jason Momoa. Hawaii.
But that whole scene was like Batman trying to recruit Aquaman and saying, like, revealing that he's Batman. He just admits that he's Batman out in front of everybody.
They go from there. Doesn't he go to Arthur Curry from there? Is that the next progression? He tries to recruit Cyborg, and he's like, "F off, I don't care."
No, Wonder Woman tries to do that.
He tries it first, though, doesn't he?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Lord have mercy.
No, yeah. He goes first. He goes first, strikes out because he's Bruce Wayne. That's when the joke is like, "You're probably not the one that should be doing this because you're not very desirable." But then he goes to meet Barry Allen.
Yeah.
Wait, who? I'm really second guessing life here. No, Arthur Curry's freaking
Aquaman.
My notes are terrible. I wrote Arthur Curry instead of Aquaman, and I just thought that was Cyborg. You're right. Sorry. Arthur Curry is not a name that I would ever. Whatever.
I don't think
he goes to get Barry Allen.
Yeah, because I don't know if we ever see Batman try to recruit Cyborg.
No, I think that's when he understands, like, I suck at this.
Yeah.
And then Diane's gonna go do Cyborg. He's gonna get the Flash.
Mm-hmm.
That Flash sequence is great. That's all.
It pisses
it's
me.
It's kind of hard to watch it now.
It pisses me off that Ezra Miller played such a good Flash.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yep.
You all you had to do was not get arrested and try to start a cult. That's all you had to do.
Yeah, well, when you move that fast, Sonic the Hedgehog style bullet.
Like his introduction is, I mean, it's the same old Hollywood super speed thing where everything slows down and he saves.
But I got a problem with it.
Okay.
There's so much slow-mo in this movie. There's no concept of how fast he goes.
That's my problem with Hollywood and super speed.
Yeah. Like, we'll talk about it next time. Like when Superman catches him running fast later.
Yeah.
Awesome scene.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so much slow-mo. I don't know. It's just like, what is this?
We never see how
crap?
We never. Anytime a hero has super speed in a movie, we're never really, like I said when we did Eternals. Like,
yeah,
I can't even remember the character's name. It's the deaf girl.
Yeah, Fast McGee.
Makari, I think I want to say.
It's Makari. It's Makari. Yeah,
like she's just like moving quick, and there's no like slow down anything. It's just she's just moving fast, and it's like that's perfect.
The Snyder version versus Joss Whedon. They tried to make somebody relatable, and both movies did this. It's a flaw. Snyder did it better. The Whedon version, they wanted Aquaman to be the relatable human. You know, they tried to lighten him up a little bit, make him be the guy you can connect with.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Snyder picked Barry Allen, who's, I'm going to say he's the Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's like the kid.
I mean, he's the only
who's been like,
I don't know, he's the only non-dark character in this entire cast.
Yeah, he's like the kid that has been doing it on his own and whatnot. And
so, this movie gets better of, all right, yeah, the Flash has this comedic relief, but
Cyborg, his character is developed a lot more in this movie. Like,
oh, he's actually a character, man.
Yeah, we spend a lot more time on his backstory, and it's way too long, and it's kind of dumb with the bull and the bear market thing, and his dad just his whole backstory is his dad explaining his powers over a tape recorder.
Yeah, there are so many dumb choices. And with this movie, written by the same person that did Batman, Superman with him, Chris Terrio, that guy's done some stuff. Like,
he wrote The Rise of Skywalker.
All right, never mind. Sorry, I was thinking Argo in my head.
He helped Ben Affleck write Argo.
Yes, screw Chris Terrio. He sucks.
But he wrote The Rise of Skywalker.
But you know what? This movie reeks of that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, like, Snyder's whole MO is, and I get it, like, make a movie. He doesn't have, like, any of his movies at this, almost any of them. Well, whatever, Watchmen's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, hey, here's the story I'm trying to tell. Here's where we're going. It's, hey, in this scene, how do I make it cool?
Right.
That's it. It's all like, how can I make this the coolest scene ever? which is fun,
Yeah.
but like you can't do that back to back to back. You know, you have this instead.
But now we have to jump back to Wonder Woman. She finds where Batman has a warehouse and he's working on this troop carrier, and she has picked up she knew that the flame of the warning flame or whatever, she knew what that was.
Yeah, she goes down into that cellar or the catacombs.
It has a flashback.
This is the most bullcrap thing ever, dude. She looks at some stupid hieroglyphs as images, and now she understands what's happening.
Yeah,
all of it.
She knows Darkseid's coming, so she tells Bruce the entire story of honestly what looks like a really awesome battle. Like Darkseid jumps out of a ship, and there's an ancient Green Lantern there. Which why is there not one in this movie?
Yeah, that's my honestly, like, I get it. You're introducing a lot of new characters, a lot of stuff. If you're gonna do all this though, do it all. Give me Green Lantern. I know in this movie, well, I know what happened. Well, I'm jumping way ahead, but epilogue, Martian Manhunter, was the Green Lantern.
Yeah, they replaced that with Green Lantern. I mean, they replaced the Green Lantern with Martian Manhunter.
Yeah. They wanted Ryan Reynolds to come back.
That'd been fun.
I mean, should have done it.
But they're gonna hire a new Green Lantern.
So yeah, Wonder Woman finds that, and he's trying to retrofit this troop carrier. You also find out that Bruce has created, or is trying to get Alfred to create these energy absorbing gauntlets. This is the dumbest movie.
It is. There's like there's so much that it tries to give you, and it's just like, let's move it along, dude. Like,
well, I think around here is where you get to see J.K. Simmons too.
Yeah, it's his one and only appearance as Commissioner Gordon.
It's just a weird choice. Like, you got such a big name. I know you don't want to like recast it for your standalone movie, so get the big person now. Have him attached. That's great. You just wasted so much stuff, man. Of like,
he's only in this for like 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes.
Never comes back, and he never will.
Yeah. So all of our Justice League is formed, somewhat, minus Superman. Spoiler alert: he shows up at the end. So they all figure out that Steppenwolf is snatching up all these people that have been working, or he smells the cube on them somehow.
Yeah, smells the cube.
Or the mother boxes, excuse me.
I smell your mother box, boy.
I smell your mother box.
That sounds weird.
And
sorry, man. I hate every part of this movie.
And Cyborg's dad is a scientist that worked closely with the mother box, and he works for Star Labs, who's been studying it for years, and he used the mother box to save Cyborg's life. Not Ray Fisher. That's the actor's name. Victor Stone. That's his name.
Stone. Yeah, Victor Stone. Yeah. Which, I mean, it's a cool concept of, like, you know, you were brought to life by the mother box, so you have a connection to it, and that's his tie-in, but that character, the Cyborg, there is so much stuff he could have saved or prevented in this movie with the powers they present. Like, it's the Superman effect. I don't like I said before, I don't like Superman.
Yeah. Why do you need a Justice League when you have Superman?
Yeah, no kidding. He can just do all this bullcrap, man. Like,
which is basically what happens when he shows up at the end. It's like, oh, why did we need these other people?
but Superman, so what?
So Steppenwolf has gathered all these people in a building somewhere, and it's under Gotham Harbor for some reason. It just happens to be under Gotham Harbor.
It's under Gotham Harbor. And they find out it's there because of the... don't they do like a scan for heat?
Yeah.
Or something like that. And he's like, it's off the charts in Gotham Harbor. I'm like, well, then all of Gotham would be sweating. This is bullcrap. Suck it. They'd all die.
Well, they needed an excuse to have that flooding thing. Oh, and by the way, all of this entire movie's in like a 4:3 format.
I didn't mind it.
You get used to it after a while.
Yeah.
But I know artistically it's what Zack Snyder wanted. He wanted you to see it that way. His reasoning was like he wanted it to be like a comic book panel, like it's really tall instead of wide.
Oh, did you watch the black and white version too, by the way?
I did not.
Yeah, I didn't either. I'm not a loser.
Who's watching the black and white version? Like what?
Oh, you got to be criminally insane.
I hate when they do that because you did not shoot this movie for black and white, so it's not going to look good.
I mean, like, I don't see color right anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't care, whatever. But
it's like when they restore "It's a Wonderful Life" in color, it's like, no, it was not shot for color. It was shot for black and white.
Ooh, that being said, though, Peter Jackson, did a World War II,
World War One, yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's killer. That's crazy.
Yeah, he brought back like
all
the audio and everything.
Footage. Golly, man. I haven't watched a lot of it. I love World War One, World War II. I think that's the greatest generations ever. I watched a part of it and I was like, I'm not in the headspace to watch this. I can't finish it.
Yeah.
But after watching this, maybe I'm there. I'm depressed enough.
Well, after watching this and then playing the two Last of Us games, I'm like, I need something lighthearted.
How are you liking the show, by the way?
Oh, it's great. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm so happy. I mean, it is great.
Yeah.
I have no complaint.
Yeah.
It is very well done. We'll see.
Yeah. Back to this movie. What else happens?
I mean, they get into the tunnel at that point, right?
Yeah, this is kind of like the big fight.
This is the closing of like the midpoint.
This is like the midpoint climax of our heroes confront the villain. We save all these people. Pretty good fight scene.
Yeah, but you know what? Screw this movie. Like, you tell me if I'm wrong. I don't view Batman as the like mech guy.
Well, I mean, he kind of has to be. What else does he have?
Yeah, you're right. I hate it though.
I mean, Batman has vehicles
Nothing.
and tech. I mean, that's his thing.
Yeah, so he bombs this thing out, then Cyborg.
Yeah, he's got like a giant spider that crawls down into the sewer. It's like you couldn't think of anything else other than a thing that climbs up walls.
Here's the other question I've got too, and I know like Barry Allen's always snacking because he's running out of calories.
Right.
How can this guy not just take care of everything immediately? Like,
yeah.
I guess he doesn't have super strength. He's just got super speed.
He's just really fast.
Sonic the Hedgehog. What a turd.
And Wonder Woman kind of gives Steppenwolf the business a little bit. Like, she holds her own against him.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm cool. And she is the leader of the Justice League, really. And I'm cool with that. Like,
she's like the Batman is the brains of the operation. She's like the inspirational figurehead at this point. Like that's his pitch to her is to like you've got to be the hope right now because I don't have it. But anyway, after this fight,
sorry.
This is kind of where we kind of wrap up, but we'll talk about some other stuff that happens. After this fight, they shoot a missile at Steppenwolf, and he catches it and shoots it into the thing, and is like, "Oh, what are we under? Motherfucker, we said we was under Gotham Harbor like 5 times." Like,
yeah. This water, where's it coming from?
Barry Allen was like, "Oh, what are we under again? Gotham Harbor." Like we discussed this with Commissioner Gordon.
Character.
Yeah, and then Aquaman shows up in the water.
Yeah, he gets farted out of that tunnel, and he's just like, "I'm Aquaman. You don't know what I do. Here we go."
I talk to fish.
Yeah, you know what? I'll give him this, man. Aquaman's the dumbest character. Period. They made him pretty likable.
Yeah, he's one of my
'Cause
favorite.
That's his thing. He can talk to fish.
Did you see his movie?
Yeah, that was the funnest movie
It's
ever.
the best, dude.
It's awful, and it's the best. It's not.
I don't think it's awful. I think it's really good.
Trying to figure out the right way to word it. It's a sit down, watch it. You don't care. It's great. I watched it on an airplane for the first time at a 2 a.m. flight.
Yeah.
From Vegas back here, and I was into it, man.
Yeah.
It's like I'm brain dead. This is just action. It's stupid. It's like what every kid that reads a comic book views it mentally.
Right.
Apart from these movies, nobody pictures this. This is all just depression.
Yeah. We'll go back and talk about Steppenwolf. For some reason, if you can believe it or not, Darkseid is his nephew, and he's been banished to take over hundreds of thousands of worlds to get back into the good graces of Darkseid, and he thinks he's found the planet that has the anti-life equation embedded in the Earth. I feel like you would remember the one planet you couldn't take over because it had defenders and that had the equation, that equation that you've been looking for.
That's my biggest problem is dude, you didn't get your memory wiped.
Yeah.
You just got beat. There's only been one planet
that's ever beat. Like I would
tattooed in your arm, man.
That would be burned into my memory up here. Like it's the one loss that I got. So that we'll kind of stop there with describing the movie because it's going to take us 2 weeks to completely finish this movie, and
you're going to hear
talk about
500 more sighs. By the way, if you had to recap this entire podcast from my perspective, it's just this noise.
It's a chore to get through, but
yeah,
it was a big event when it came out. I remember, it was the middle of March, like the year after COVID.
Year of
2021. So we were still kind of in COVID.
After, but kind of during, yeah.
I was back at work.
Movies weren't open yet.
Yeah.
There was no theaters or anything else. So, yeah, I did not ever intend on watching Justice League ever again.
Yeah.
And then I didn't keep up with it and turned on one day and went, oh, what is this? Great. But
I think it's on Blu-ray now.
Yeah.
I think you can buy it instead of just HBO Max, but I don't know who would.
No.
The fanboys.
Some Snyder fanboy would probably.
I am excited to see Zack Snyder's space movie that's coming out on Netflix.
What is that called?
Rebel Moon.
Is that coming out this year?
It's coming out December of this year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I did. Sorry, I was thinking it was way off. He's I'm skeptical. So one of my favorite books, I'm probably gonna sound like a tool bag, is I love Ayn Rand.
Mm-hmm.
So Atlas Shrugged and The Fountainhead. And he's directing the Fountainhead movie.
Ooh.
And so it could be incredible or really bad. And it's one of those dude, don't screw this up.
Yeah.
Just please don't.
Just don't do it.
It's not an action movie at all.
Right.
So
I really liked Army of the Dead. Army of the Dead was
oh man, that was just a fun movie. I mean,
it was him unleashed, but also reined in. I'm sure some people at Netflix were like, "Hey, let's cut this," and then
but that's the Zack Snyder you love.
Yes.
I don't know. I love The Watchmen. I'm contradicting myself. I love The Watchmen. Like Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
So
go do what you want with your own original idea, but let's rein in some of the crazy stuff you like to do. Let's calm down with the slow motion.
Sir.
Yeah. So we'll move on to this is kind of a shorter episode, but with a second part next week is one big episode. So we'll move on to what you watching or reading, or playing.
Been been playing a game called Definitely Not Fried Chicken.
Definitely Not Fried
It's an
Chicken.
indie game.
Okay.
Where you it's in like early access.
Yeah.
You straight up are a drug dealer.
Fun.
It's a simulation game. So like you're putting down restaurants and stuff to try and get money, but you have like a grow house where you're making drugs and selling it. It's pretty fun. It's catchy, not catchy, but other than that, I've been being a really big nerd. I've been building a Gundam model.
Ooh.
So like, I don't know, it's very intricate. I should have brought it up here, but I mean, it's like adult Legos on steroids because everything's written in Japanese and you can't read it.
No, that was a Bruce Lee statue you sent me a picture of that you got that day that I left.
Ooh, no, that was no, that's my boy John Claude Van Damme.
That's what it was. Yeah.
JCVD, give me the splits. Look at my balls. Got them buns. Other than that, man, I've been watching some random anime that I got a Crunchyroll, so I'm like all this stuff that I've been missed. Like, let me do that, but I hadn't had time for squat.
One Piece is coming to. I think I sent you that picture that Netflix is doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna start that over. So there's like, I think I was on episode 400.
Yeah. And
then I stopped for months, and it's just really hard to pick it back up. So I'm gonna start it over.
Yeah, with 400 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's like 1,000 something now.
They just crank out that stuff in Japan, like.
Oh yeah. Well, they have so much back catalogs from the comic or the manga stuff. Like,
yeah.
You got stories for days, and that one specifically, like there's a main story. It's all side stories.
Okay.
So, if they need to crank something out, it's just kind of like, we're going to have this little side adventure. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But that show on Netflix better be good.
Well.
I have low hope.
Yeah.
But they spent so much money on physical set pieces. It's incredible. Like it's a pirate show with bombastic looking pirate ships. They built some real life ones that look exactly like them.
I just couldn't make it through that Cowboy Bebop show.
It was so bad, dude. That was
like all the trailers and everything made it look like, oh, okay, this is something. Like,
yeah, that's what, even like a fan of the show, I'm like, all right, we're gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
Yeah.
No, they changed. I mean, they changed the story so much that it's straight garbage.
Yeah. Well, like
what you watching?
Like we talked about,
you're playing Last of Us.
Yeah, I've been started watching the Last of Us show, and then played the first game because I had never played it, and now I'm playing the second game, and I'm sad.
Yeah, I know the story, and
it's rough.
That's all. I won't say anything else. I know the stories of both. I've never played them, but
the second game especially is like,
yeah,
let's pull out all the wild, depraved stuff that people would do in that situation, and let's just let you deal with it.
Yeah, I really want to go back and play through them all.
Yeah, you should.
But I think it's out on PC now too, so I probably will, or it's coming. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for Harry Potter.
The first one's coming out on PC.
Yeah.
And I've been watching The Last of Us. And while I was sick, I rewatched the Watchmen series since we did that movie.
Yeah, I want to read that too. Is it better? Is it good the second watch through?
It's better not knowing what happens, honestly.
That's what I thought.
Because when you watch it, it's like, oh, well, this, and then this, and then this. So, ooh, dogs is barking.
No telling.
But that's it for me. That's what I've been doing, other than being sick. And then life got in the way last 2 weeks. That's why we didn't have an episode.
Yeah, I decided to have an anniversary.
Oh.
So that messed stuff up
pretty
bad.
Yeah, that'll do it. So next week we will do our part 2 of Zack Snyder's Justice League. If you have a suggestion for a future episode, you can send that to secondtakemoviespod@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram at Second Take Movies. And that's it. Leave a review where you can. Anything else you can remember? Subscribe, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Don't tell us to watch any other Zack Snyder stuff for a while.
Yeah, tell us how stupid we are or how smart we are.
Smart. We'll go smart.
Yeah. So we'll see you next week with Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2.